Today we're going to talk about the power of influence. How many of you know that is a very powerful statement in our society? And most of us cannot say that we're not being influenced. Amen? Little George, he got an earring in his ear. Was he born with that earring in his ear? Was you? But what made you want to get an earring? There you go, because his dad got it. What is that? Influence. You thought it looked cool, didn't you? Woo, that looked down. That was whack. Huh? So he wanted to actually do something like his dad. He got him an earring, right? That's what influence is, amen? How many of you understand that plays a powerful role in our lives? And it brings us to a greater understanding what God is trying to do in our lives, amen? Same way we're dreads. In the, let me see, early 80s, did we wear a lot of dreads?
Nope.
I see everybody wearing dreads now. You can catch a blonde with dreads. But now it's acceptable, ain't it? It's stylish, ain't it? Amen? Most of us African Americans back in that time was doing what with our hair? Afros, or either pressing it, or getting a relaxer. Now, how many of you ever bought a blowout kit?
Back in the day.
There you go, huh? And why did we do all these things? Influence. Influence. There are some things that influence us everywhere we go, even in church. Amen? How many wore bell bottoms? Yeah. Influence. How many of you wore them 3-inch platforms? Yeah, well, get some white ones. Looking like shit. Huh? Influence. That was all influence. Do you understand? How many of you start saying, I'm black and I'm proud? Influence. How many of you use the N-word? Influence. But now, if we look back in history, the N-word was always degrading. But influence tried to make it so that it's not degrading, but it's still degrading. Okay? How many of you hear that favorite? Well, young ladies, how many of you hear that favorite B word? Those are my influence. Influence. This is all influence. Now let me ask you a question. How are you being influenced with the gospel? This is what Paul was talking about, because what happened is your influence can change your mindset. Your influence can change your mindset, or the influence of somebody else can change your mindset. Have you ever had somebody talk you out of something? And it actually was good for you, but they talked you out of something. Do you hear what I'm saying? That's the power of influence. You had your mind all made up to buy that Taylor Swift album. But somebody talked you out of it. Thank God. That was influence. Amen? Influence. Amen? Now, for us back in the 70s, some of the biggest influence there was music. Music like Earth, Wind, and Fire. We thought we was it. We got some Earth, Wind, and Fire. Amen? Reasons. All of y'all can relate to that. That's my age, right? That's the way it is. Amen? We thought if we wasn't cool, we got cool. Amen? Influence. Now today, I can't do it well, but Vec got a boom. It's rap, right? It has a what? Great influence on our society. Amen? But now, let's look at the gospel. Because why? This influence can cause you to go astray when it's the wrong influence. How many put yourself in place? Right to the jail right now and talk to young men and young women. They say, I was just there. I really didn't want to go. But the influence and peer pressure of their friends caused them to be serving life. Or 30 years to life. Influence. So this is something that we deal with. How many of you cook the same thing that your mama used to cook? Influence. 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 This is a powerful word. First we defended the faith, but now Paul is getting ready to ask you the question, what influenced you to doubt the faith? That's what's going on in our life today. We're being influenced not to look closely at the Word of God and take it for granted. We're being influenced, people. No matter how many kids really believe that the Word of God works and is powerful? If they don't have an influence in their household, they're not going to get it. No matter how many Bible verses you read with them, they're not going to get it. They're not going to get it when they're in a time of trouble, they can call on the name of Jesus. Amen? Because they have not been influenced to do that. First thing in their mind, mama can handle it or daddy can handle it. But they weren't taught how to turn it over to Jesus. What kind of influence are you having on your own household? And that influence shows in your church life. If you got a poor influence about coming to church, what's your kids going to have? A poor attitude about coming to church. Amen? If they see daddy sit at home and they go to church, what kind of influence is young men going to have? When I grow up, I'm going to be just like dad. Sit and watch TV all day, all morning. Amen? If they see that mama is the only one that's praising God, like she really know God, how they going to act? Same way. Influence. Excuse me, my son is trying to run out of here. But I caught him. Turn your Bibles to Galatians. Now Paul go into the point of answering some questions. How many of you know sometimes we really need God to answer some questions for us? Because we're asking God to do something for us, but we're having a hard time accepting what the Word is saying because we've been influenced in how our God works. Amen? One thing I want to let you know, our God's don't work in how we dress. He don't work in how we think, and He don't work in what we say. Our God works in His Word. Amen? Because He said that His Word shall never what? Pass away. But we know sometimes our words fall on deaf ears. Amen? But this is the danger to most Christians when the word begins to fall on deaf ears. That's why in Galatians 3, you got that on the reading the first verse, you see it up there. O foolish Galatians, who have cast an evil spell on you, is Paul's first question. But if you look at King James Version, I'm in the NLT, who have bewitched you? Who have bewitched you? Who's tricking you? Who influenced you about how to serve God? It's not a religious thing. It's a relationship. And somebody is trying to mess with your relationship. Do you hear me? So Paul asked him, who bewitched you? Who done got you doubting that God can do it? Who done got you not praying like you should? Who done caused you to stray from what the Word said? Who done caused you to stray? Amen? For the meaning of Jesus Christ's death was made as clear to you as if you had seen a picture of his death on the cross. Paul said, I have came to you, and although we have not seen it, we can see it clearly. Because why? I have showed you through what I have preached exactly what Christ done. So you should have a clear picture of it. But who influenced you to think that it was fiction? That it was fiction. I gave you the non-fiction version, but you keep thinking that it's fiction. Amen? That he died for my sins on Calvary, and when he would die, he was resurrected so that I could have my what? Freedom. My freedom. Not to conform to nothing else that they call religion. Did you hear what I'm saying? That's the big change in Christianity right there. From the law to freedom. Amen? From the law to freedom. But who have influenced you that if you keep the Old Testament, you was going to get to heaven? Let me go up here. Amen? Made as clear to you as if you had seen a picture of his death on the cross. Let me ask you this one question. Did you receive the Holy Spirit by obeying the law of Moses? That's the question you got to ask yourself. You cannot get the Spirit just by reading the law. It had to come through Christ. Paul said, I gave you exactly what you needed. But now somebody then walked in and began to influence you, telling you need something else. Telling you that you need to do it their way to get closer to Christ. That's influence. When people start flocking to that. And you be saying, come on now. It's freedom. You can pick up the Bible and read it for yourself. Yes. Amen? What took away your sins? Jesus Christ on that cross. Nothing else. Not you being a good person. Not you being able to quote the 10 Commandments. But it was Jesus Christ and his blood that he shed on that cross. Yes. That's what Paul wants you to understand. That's what he's trying to get. Did you receive the Holy Spirit by obeying the law of Moses? Of course not. Man, that's pretty strong. Of course not. This is somebody that is a scholar in the gospel. I mean, the Old Testament. He knows the Old Testament. And he's telling you all that did not work for us, Jews. Of course not. Because why? It was just showing the coming of Jesus that was the final answer to our problem. So you trying to go back home. See, what I'm talking about here? They was trying to make the down Christians get circumcised, saying that was the only way they could get into heaven if they come through Judaism first. So they had started convincing them that it's a pretty good argument because we know God blesses the Jews, right? So we say, maybe I can tap into that. If I go ahead and get my stuff, cut. Amen? Paul said, no. Of course not. Amen? So he's trying to tell you one simple thing. There's a whole lot of circumcised people that's going right there. All day long. Amen? Yes. You receive the Spirit because you what? Believe in the message you heard about Christ. That's what it takes, people. Don't let nobody bewitch you and adding something to the word that you must do. Yes. You just got to believe, amen? Believe. Go to the next scripture. Believe. How foolish can you be? Paul getting pretty personal here, ain't he? If you were sitting down, he was discussing it with you, and then he say, how foolish can you be? You giving up a diamond ring for a lump of gold. that got to what? Go through a process to become a diamond. But I want to give you a diamond right now. Which one would you choose? Amen? And what's happening in that scenario? Paul is trying to make it simple. Like in this little story. There was a baby bird that was crying. And a wise old owl saw the baby bird crying. And he asked the baby bird, why are you crying with your wing over your eye? But he just kept boo-hooing, boo-hooing, boo-hooing. Then all of a sudden he said, remove your wing. And when he removed his wing, he saw something and thought that might be the reason why he was crying. He saw that a larger bird had plucked out the eye of the baby bird. Pretty harsh, ain't it? And he thought for sure this is the reason why he's crying. Then the baby bird spoke up. He said, no, that's not why I'm crying. I'm crying because I let him pluck out my eye. That's influence. Amen? I let him pluck out my eye. That's why I'm crying. How many of you been in that position? You know that you have power to do what you need to do, but you're letting somebody pluck out your eye, steal your faith, causing you to err. And then you just gonna sit there and boo-hoo. But if you can tell the truth, I didn't apply what God gave me. Yes. Power. Not fear, power, sound mind, and a love. And when I don't apply that, anybody can walk up on me and pluck something out of me. Do you hear what I'm saying this morning? Amen. Who bewitched you? Who caused you to stray from trusting in this word 100%? Who done it? Who done it? Who caused you to just go through the motions but not really be saved? Amen? Who caused you to get down on your knees and pray, but don't expect no results? Why are you now trying to become perfect by your own human efforts? I'm going to do all this good stuff, and God's going to look at me, and then God's going to say, oh, they're so great. What God gave you was free. And he gave you the what? It with freedom to do what you needed to do. Amen? You with me? Then this is the point that really causes us a lot of stress. When he says, surely it was not in vain, was it? But most of us got doubt that it's in vain. I got doubt that I get up that early to come to church. I got doubt that I kneel to pray, but did God really hear me? Do you really see me? It's just like this scenario here. Paying your tithes faithfully as a farmer. Okay? So you planted your seeds, you took good care of your crop. So now you're ready for what? The harvest. Right? You all pumped up, you ready for the harvest. Huh? You done everything right. You done all the details, amen? All the way to the time of the harvest. But guess, the night before the harvest, you had a hailstorm. And it destroyed your crop. Do you begin to doubt God? Whoa! Do you begin to doubt him? And then somebody come along and be with you and say, well, I don't do that no more. I mean, you know, sometimes you be tested before you can get abundant. Right? Mm-hmm. And sometimes God just don't do it when you think you shouldn't have done it. Because you was doing everything right. See, you had the perfect plan. But then God, let hell rain on your parade. Whoa, did you get that? Then somebody come, I thought you go to church. You there all the time. And God let that happen? Yeah, he let it happen because he's building you for warfare, not to be no wimpy person. Because guess but the hailstorm destroyed it. And then all the naysayers come along. You must not be doing that right, girl. See, I knew you weren't as holy as I thought. See, God ain't blessing you. See, we done messed ourselves up. We think God's blessing is in material things, so we're doing good. Do you hear me? That's what Paul said. We do good with you about this gospel. Amen? Go to the next one for me. I ask you again, does God give you the Holy Spirit that works miracles among you because you obey the law? People, we have moved from the law. The law had an effect on our life because it was a tutor. It showed us what was wrong in our life. So I didn't move past that into what? The blessings of God and the freedom of God, because I don't want to go that way, because why? God don't appreciate it. He don't appreciate it. Amen? Think about it. And see, when he said foolish, you know, you can go back to scripture and I'll probably say call no man foolish. But there's two different Greek words used there. Because God's trying to get your attention. Amen? How many of you would have $1 million right now, and I walk up in here with a spoon that feeds you and say, you invest in this, and you're going to be double that millionaire? How many of you would do it? Thinking about that, huh? Should I, shouldn't I? Should I, shouldn't I? Think about it. But how can it sway you, girl? You sit that spoon there, you put your plate in front of you. Huh? So us lazy people say, that'd be great. That's a great invention. That's bad when you're too lazy to put it. So you're looking for an invention to what? Compromise, which you should be doing. So it's a bad investment. Do you hear what I'm saying? Think about it. Where's your responsibility? If you give it all away. Once you give your responsibility away, somebody else controls you. Because you'll feel you can't eat without your spoon. Think about it. That's what Paul's trying to get them to see. Why would you give away the greatest thing that ever happened to you? And that is the gospel of Jesus Christ. Yeah. But now I'm just there every day complaining to you on my knees. I have became a complainer instead of a believer. Do you hear what I'm saying? Go to the next one for me, please. The real children of Abraham, then, are those who put their what? Faith in God. No, the real children of Abraham is who? No, they're the Jews. So I gotta start acting like a Jew. Wait a minute, right? Because Abraham was Jewish, right? No. He's the patriarch of the Jews. The patriarch of the father of the Jews. Who was who? Isaiah, right? Yeah, you gotta get a little Bible history there. It started there, but the father of the Jews is Isaiah. Isaac, thank you. Isaac, who had what? 12 sons. Right? The real children of Abraham then are those who put their faith in God. What's more than the scriptures look forward to this time when God will make the Gentiles right in his sight because of their faith, not because we what? Think that we might be from the tribe of Israel, but I'm credited to God as a child of God because why? I'll put my faith in it and I believe in it. So I don't have to go back and check out my ancestry tree and see if I have a little Jewish in me. See, you missing the point. You blessed already and you don't even get it. You blessed already. You didn't have to create no shrines. You didn't have to create no religions. You didn't have to create no ceremonies. How do you know that when we read through this, it say God got tired of all that? Your obedience is better than your sacrifice. Amen? Think about it. Who bewitched you? I know colleges are good for it. You know, the professor get up there in philosophy. And he gonna prove that God ain't real. But he run into some buzzsaws. Because some people is willing to defend the faith and they believe the faith. When you believe in something, nobody will be able to step all over it. Do you hear me? Amen? Because of the influence of what the word has had on your life. Let me ask you again, what influence has the word had on your life? That's when you really know that you're saved. Because if the things in the world can influence you or go against what God says, you need to check your resume and start working on it more deeply. Amen? That's what I had to do myself. Wait a minute now. Let me look at this resume more closely. Because things out there influence me to do what God don't want me to do. That makes sense? Huh? Then I think I'm safe if I just join a church and join a denomination. I'm going to be okay. What's the influence? I love God because he holds nothing back. He said, make sure if you're going to do this, do it in what? Moderation. Dress in moderation. Amen? Go overboard. Amen? And usually we go overboard because we've been influenced. Girl, I'll say it too. Come on. We're going to go get drunk. We're going to be in the club. Amen? Man, I'll say it too. Come on, hit this. You need something for your head. Influence. We try to rewrite the Bible to cater to what we want. Amen? But you're being an influence on your children. And then when Jesus cracked that sky, and we done took all that bad influence, and he said, you over there, you over there, you over there. And then you find out that line is the hell line, and this line is the heaven line. You're going to have your mouth open. It's too much for your butt, then. Because that's the final judgment. And guess what? He will not reverse no decision. Yes. That's why we got to watch the influence. And that's what Paul is fighting so hard about in here. That you start to let people bewitch you, and while they bewitching you, you losing what you have already gained, your freedom. Do you hear me? Your freedom. Your freedom. Your freedom. Now, you go back and try to live under the law because you feel you need a guideline. Your best guideline is Jesus Christ. Go to the next one for me. So, all who put their faith in Christ share the same blessings of Abraham received because of his faith. See, the blessing came before the law. Let me say that again. The blessing came before the law. That is, when you read that, was pronounced on all nations. Through his child, not through his children, his child, who is who? Jesus Christ, the promise. The promise. If you don't recognize the promise, you ain't got freedom. I'm just as blessed as the Jews. I'm just as prosperous as the Jews. Why? God pronounced it over 430 years before this was written. And what do you say? Gentiles is every nation that's not Jewish. So all y'all walk with y'all head down thinking you can't have this and can't have that, and because of your color, you didn't what? Been bewitched. Because somebody lied to you because you just as precious as whoever your pale brother is, your yellow brother is, your red brother. You just as precious and you got the same right, amen? Yes, man try to dictate it, but when you let them influence you. Oh, we've been so influenced as African Americans, we believe that we can't have nothing. That's why we're so overwhelmed when we got a black president. But we should have had one long time ago. Right. Do you understand what I'm saying? But somebody bewitched us. Same way with a black quarterback. Well, they can't read the play. They got them on the Super Bowl. Amen? We've been bewitched because of their influence in our life. That we can't have a successful business. So our business always got a little raggedy. Go in a restaurant and say, I don't know if I want to eat here. Miss Baby can cook, but did you see that roast? Oh. Change your whole attitude, don't it? Huh? It influenced you to get up and not eat there, right? Or you drive up to the building and you got 4 bombs hanging out there. No defense against the bomb. And it looked like they ain't cleaned the window since 1933. But they advertising for business. Think about it. Who influenced you to be that trifle? Think about it. Am I? That's why I had to sell my last car. God said, I don't want you to drive. Say, it's all right, God. It gets me around. It's okay. I said, I don't want you to drive that anymore. Why do you think I keep making things break on? But God, I can fix things. I can fix things. That's the same way with God. I can fix things. I don't want you doing that anymore. I can fix things, God. I can make it perfect, God. I don't want you to drive that anymore. But the influence proves something to people cause you to go astray. That it will work. That I can do it. And many of us that live our lives by that influence and failing every day. Influence. Tell them, well, I want to start a business. Well, you should start a business. And this was my favorite one growing up in the 60s. That's for the white folks. Influence. Influence. People are influenced have killed who we are. Who we are. Many of us have no big dreams, but the people in our lives were so negative. We did not pursue because of the influence of our ancestors. You know you can't do that. You ain't got the hair for it. You ain't got the looks for that. Influence! But Paul wants you to make up in your... And this is what makes the difference. Do you believe that promise? For you are children of God through faith in Christ. That sealed my birth certificate when I got the Holy Ghost. It was a sign that I belonged to who? The one and only God. And he put a stamp on my birth certificate. That's what influenced me. I can do all things through who? Christ. No, you didn't say it right. I can do all things through who? Christ. No, you didn't say it right. I can do all things through who? Christ. See, that's so weak. You see where your influence is at. That's why I can shout it. I can do all things through Christ Jesus. Because he is there and gave me approval. Amen? Why? Not because I was born Jew. Because I was born through Jesus Christ. Through his resurrection. And he filled me with his Holy Spirit. So no man can stand in my way. But I learned I don't fight against flesh and blood, but spiritual things. See, when you got the right influence, you know how to use your weapons of warfare. But you try to do it carnally. And you're losing every day. Amen? You're losing every day. What is your influence? And that influence you give your children to see. Anytime you say, I can't do that, you influence somebody young or somebody that's in your group. Start saying, let me try. You don't know what the result's going to be. Amen? Now did you understand? Stop letting people be with you. Amen? If you're going to have faith, have it for real. Real faith make the greatest impact. Then you can live in the promise. You can live. You don't have to go by, Jewish material, but they saw Jewish material, your Shalom and all that, 3-year Bible from the Jewish perspective. No. You just gotta have faith. Faith in Jesus Christ. You ain't gonna buy your holy water from Israel. We ship this all from Israel, but it's just really in my basement, and then we got it faucet in the bottle and put a label on it. And why? I got this much influence over you. You believe that you're getting healed. Wow, I'm getting rich. Huh? Right. Influence. You had everything you need. But people keep trying to influence that you need more. That was already given to you freely. That hurts, don't it? Come on, say it.